But by going to police, Maria felt the full force of Maxwell's fury. Terrified, Maria went into hiding and gave up her art career. What sort of threats has she made against you?
Originally, it started with things like, I'm going to burn your art, and then I'm going to burn your career, and then I'm going to burn you and the house you live in. And then it was, oh, be careful crossing a street. You know, you can get shot in the back of the head. You know, they were threats against my life. And I told the FBI this.
Do you reflect on how different life would be for so many women today if the FBI had investigated your complaints in 1996?
Yeah. I think about it all the time. I do. And it hurts a lot. And I never had children because of it. Because I didn't feel like they would be safe.
Coming up, threats.
He made no bones about that he could inflict harm.
Lies.
She wanted me to believe that she was Jeffrey's girlfriend.
And bargains with prosecutors.
It's a deal like none other than I've ever heard of.
How Epstein and Maxwell
She's repellent, way worse than I even understood.
did whatever they pleased.
To get away with it makes me very angry.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
News made in Melbourne.
We're live at High Point Shopping Centre in Melbourne
For
for
9 News made in Adelaide.
Now.
For Adelaide.
There will be, yeah.
Weekdays at 5.
First in Adelaide's 9 News at 5.
Nightly at 6.
Good evening.
Because
One of South Australia's
9 News.
They know
See
they
the full
haven't
story.
because of-
Live and local.
What's his
We've
name?
all seen a lot of change over the years. But it's good to know you can still count on one thing. Budget Direct being named Money Magazine's Insurer of the Year once again. Isn't it time you gave Budget Direct a closer look? Budget Direct. Insurance
And
solved.
outraged. The ABC should be shut down today. Using your money, they have participated in what they will turn out to be one of the greatest medical scandals in history. There's we learned that hydroxychloroquine, the anti-malaria drug touted by President Donald Trump months ago as a potential prevention against the coronavirus, will
Stop electric requirements,
it has successfully lowered mortality rates for hospitalized coronavirus patients by over
A beautiful home is not complete without locally manufactured quality window furnishings from Stan Bond. With South Australia's widest range of blinds, awnings and Crimsafe security screens, you can complement any style of home and enhance your lifestyle by keeping you comfortable all year round. Stan Bond, screen and shade solutions.
Unlike any of our left-wing
CMAX
mainstream
requires
media,
healthy males and females aged
ABC,
18 or over
not
to
to mention
participate in clinical drug studies. Participants are paid anywhere between $300 to $7,000 or more. Visit CMAX at cmax.com.au.
phony study we covered here on Outsiders. So forgive me my anger, but it would appear that a very cheap drug that saves lives has for months been denigrated by the left-wing media and poo-pooed by the cheap coronavirus expert on the ABC. I happen to be taking Joining us now is Dr. Norman Swan from RN's Health Report and host of the CoronaCast podcast. Let's pick up with the President there. Good morning to you, Norman. And yes, the scientific evidence does overwhelmingly appear to show that there is no benefit in taking this drug in terms of trying to beat coronavirus. It's pretty much what we would have thought a waste of time. And people would, anyone would put himself at some risk of cardiac side effects, but hopefully he won't get any. Oh, the sneering and patronising tone of voice of the ABC paid for by your money, and they were wrong. And why? Because of Trump derangement syndrome. The left loathes Trump so much, it totally blinds them to anything he says, even when what he says could have potentially saved thousands of lives.
Protection that lasts. Electrodry. Call Electrodry now on 13 27 13.
Today we'll be
we offering?
They're gone. What do you mean they're gone?
The snacks.
They're gone. Missing.
Well, they have to be here somewhere.
They're not here. They can't just get up and walk away.
All right, only 13 more hours to go. You're gonna have to hold it.
Quantiload, the dirty dumping duo. Cads racked up $85,000 in fines. His partner Kieran, $45,000. And here's our sheriff squad to catch him in the act. They use Airtasker to take your rubbish and your cash. Now, the great chase is on. A current affair Monday.
It's your soul you're selling.
In July last year, the slippery Jeffrey Epstein was finally arrested and charged with sex trafficking a minor.
Epstein was arrested aboard his private jet.
For years, he'd used his wealth and power to avoid the full brunt of the law.
The charges allege that Epstein sexually abused young girls by enticing them to engage in sex acts for money.
But finally, apprehended in New York, with bail refused, and with no other way out, lawyer Brad Edwards believes Epstein killed himself in prison. Despite some speculation, he was murdered.
I think once his bond was revoked, his world just crashed in, and the only control he had left was over his life. So he took it.
Hearing directly from a victim is the only way that anyone's really going to understand.
Brad represents victims and describes Epstein as a genius sociopath, one of his most confounding and dangerous adversaries.
He was charming, charismatic, funny. He made you want to like him. That's why he was able to access over 100 young girls and do the kind of things that he was able to do.
Yeah, you speak about his charisma and charm, but he sort of had a double whammy, didn't he? Because he was always implying threats that he could and would hurt you.
He would make no bones about it, that he could inflict harm. You know, he might say, "I'll tell you what, if you keep prosecuting me this way, if you keep doing this, someone is going to get hurt." And so clearly it was a threat. You know, there's no other way to perceive it. But his delivery was as non-threatening as possible.
I think they were in disguise. They were wolves in sheep's clothing.
In the early 90s, the well-connected Christina Oxenberg, a member of the Serbian royal family and a cousin to the British royals, met Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, his alleged madam, now charged with procuring girls for him and sometimes joining in the abuse.
She wanted me to believe that she was Jeffrey's girlfriend, but I knew that she wasn't. But she wanted that to be the storyline.
How did you know she wasn't his girlfriend?
Because she's not 12.
With Epstein's death, Maxwell went on the run. But Christina remembers the time when both Maxwell and Epstein were desperate to be seen.
They were a perfect fit. They needed each other. They were both halves of a whole that they wanted to be. He had the money, she had the connections.
Did you like Jeffrey Epstein?
No, not at all. He was just a Goomba from Queens. Call me a snob. But no, he was a typical greedy person who wants more than they already have.
66-year-old billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein was in court today for allegedly engaging in sex trafficking crimes.
How serious are these charges against Epstein, David?
When Epstein's arrest last year made headlines, Christina was moved to call the FBI. So disturbed was she by what Ghislaine Maxwell had told her in private all those years ago.
She was very cocky, and she told me that she had just got her helicopter pilot's license, and that as a gift, to reward her, Jeffrey had bought her a helicopter. And I said, so dangerous. Why would you want to do that? And she said, well, because this way we have total control on privacy of who's with us.
And Maxwell let her in on another secret, this time about the infamous Lolita Express, their private plane used to transport young girls and high-profile friends, including Bill Clinton.
She also told me in that meeting the plane, the private plane that she and Jeffrey used, was wired for audio, video.
Christina, at the time, were there any red flags for you? At that point, were you thinking children are at risk here?
Unfortunately, I did not have even the wherewithal to think of such tremendous evil, frankly. I just thought she was the sort of rancid personality. I had no idea we were dealing with true evil.
Justice has long been denied in this sordid case.
Why did you keep going back if you didn't want to go back?
In 2005, an investigation started into Epstein for the sexual abuse of more than 40 young girls in Florida.
I didn't know what to do. I was afraid that he was going to harm my family.
Prosecutors had the evidence and the opportunity to put this sexual predator away for life. Instead, Epstein negotiated a secret, seedy deal. He'd plead guilty to the lesser charge of unlawfully paying for sex with a teenager, for which he'd served just over a year in jail. In return, he was let off all other charges, and incredibly, his co-conspirators, including Ghislaine Maxwell, were given full immunity in Florida, but only for the crimes committed there between 2001 and 2007.
It's a deal like none other than I've ever heard of. But the fact that not only was he able to get away with dozens, if not hundreds, of crimes, but also somehow get immunity for his co-conspirators, named and unnamed, is something that even the judges who have reviewed this case have never seen.
With her immunity deal in Florida, and a sense the criminal investigation had run cold, Maxwell settled into a luxury hideout, aptly named Tucked Away in New Hampshire. It seems Maxwell didn't count on being chased down for her crimes outside the immunity period. At a remote court hearing on Thursday, where reporters could only listen in thanks to COVID, Maxwell's disbelief could be heard.
A very loud British woman screaming, "Why is this happening? How is this happening? How could this happen?" And just crying her eyes out.
Acting US Attorney Audrey Strauss.
As alleged, starting in 1994 until at least 1997, Maxwell was among Epstein's closest associates and helped him exploit girls who were as young as 14 years old.
She says that she was crying, isn't she?
With multiple child sex abuse offences relating to the Epstein sex ring, as well as perjury for lying about it under oath. As the world played the Where's Ghislaine guessing game, FBI investigators knew all along, waiting for the right time to strike.
We've been discreetly keeping tabs on Maxwell's whereabouts as we work this investigation, and more recently we learned she had slithered away to a gorgeous property in New Hampshire, continuing to live a life of privilege while her victims live with the trauma inflicted upon them years ago.
Haunted by that trauma, Virginia Roberts Giuffre was not only abused by Epstein and Maxwell, but also trafficked by them, she alleges, to some of the most powerful people in the world. Virginia is now married and lives in Queensland, from where she runs the Victims Refuse Silence Foundation. News of Maxwell's arrest makes this a good day.
This day to me has been like one of the best days of my life. I have not stopped smiling and crying, happy tears. And I'm just, I'm elated to know that she's where she belongs.
She looks good, doesn't she?
She is the most narcissistic, evil, vain woman I've ever known. And she's finally been knocked off her pedestal.
Coming up,
Can't believe she thinks she's done nothing wrong.
Escape these young young girls subject to sexual assault, sexual exploitation from an island hell.
Help us victims get some accountability.
The women refusing to give up.
I'm very proud of myself for standing up.
And what now for the Playboy Royal?
The Department of Justice feels Prince Andrew was simply totally stonewalled.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
Who's next?
Stay with
He
Nine,
would,
the late
like,
news is coming
no,
up.
he's
We'll
next.
take you live to Melbourne for the latest
Wouldn't
on the
he?
city's
Well, if
rising
she's talking, yeah.
She
Also,
will
the
talk
latest on the
if
boating
she's all about
tragedy in
herself,
Sydney that's
Gavin.
claimed 3 lives, and highlights from all tonight's footy games.
Sounds like it.
Nine's late news is coming up right after 60 Minutes.
And she might be really pissed off and thinking, you know what? I'm gonna fucking tell everything. You know that? If I've ended up here and all of the other people got away with it, they're coming with me. Do you know that? If she's that...
Tomorrow, 7:30 on 9. It's incredible. Over 90% of tickets in the Hospital Research Home Lottery have already been sold, and they won't last long. Don't miss your chance to live mortgage-free in the stunning grand prize home at Henley Beach. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw for the $1 million early bird prize. With over 13,000 prizes up for grabs, you've got a 1 in 12 chance of winning. Order your tickets now. Proceeds improve the lives of every South Australian.
Fast track your weight loss success and improve your health with Jumpstart by Light and Easy.
Within those first couple of weeks, I noticed a difference within myself.
I found results straight away, and for me, Light and Easy has been life-changing.
Jumpstart your health and weight loss goals today, and you could be jumping for joy because we're giving every customer 10 chances to win $10,000. To jumpstart your success and go into the draw, visit lightandeasy.com.au or call 13 15 12 today.
Metropolitan for plumbing, Metropolitan for electrical, Metropolitan for air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, air conditioning, same prices for after hours. Metropolitan Plumbing, Electrical and Air Conditioning.
71% of us are afraid to go to the dentist. So when was your last visit? So, at Health Partners, with all our new extras, you'll get 100% back on a dental checkup. Health Partners, health insurance, done right.
Kate switched and saved $90 on her Kia service, and Mark switched and saved $120 on his Ford service. So switch and save yourself. Call 1300 Auto Mart. With a great service, guaranteed.
Meet the revolutionary Sleeping Duck mattress taking Australia by storm. It's the next generation mattress reimagined by aerospace engineers, making history. Choices, best overall mattress, 2 years in a row. That's Sleeping Duck, one giant leap for your sleep. Light up their faces with the awesomeness of puffed rice. LCMs are the surefire lunchbox hit.
With Belong, you get 10 gigs of mobile data for $25 a month. That's 10 gigs of family time, plus unlimited international calls and texts to selected countries for $5 extra. Together, we're different. Belong.
Sourcing Aussie extra virgin olive oil the way it should be, farmgate to farmgate, from a community of growers. I dated a grower once.
Start. The next line is giving Aussies easy access to great tasting extra virgin olive oil.
Turns out he was giving easy access to a lot of people.
Karen, please.
Squeaky gate to squeaky gate, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Jeffrey Epstein's paradise getaway in the Virgin Islands may now lie abandoned and desolate, but it holds the secrets of a sex ring even more extensive than first thought.
Once you get on that island, how do you get off?
The Attorney General